sun, you could have stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun?
Fun.
Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy.
New?
New?
New.
Boom.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass, time moves on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shade my smile.
In this video, I'll be sharing with you the court document that Virginia Giuffre had filed against Prince Andrew, and there's two parts to it. The first part is on this channel, Pure YTE Entertainment, and the second part will be on our Pure Team Sussex. So once you finish with this video, go to our Pure Team Sussex. I continue reading the court document. Alright, today is August 10th, 2021, and it's 4:45 a.m. I just did this prayer for my video number 1. So something I came across and I wanted to share with you. It's 15 page. This is the filing for Virginia L. Giuffre against Prince Andrew. Okay, the complaint. Alright, so this is public record. Alright, the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York. Virginia Giuffre, the complaint. Okay, Boy Schiller Flexler LLP. Alright, the plaintiff, Virginia L. Giuffre, by her attorney, Boy Schiller Flexler LLP, for her complaint against defendant Prince Andrew, Duke of York, aka Andrew Albert Christian Edward Prince Andrew, averred upon personal knowledge as her own act and status upon information and belief, and to all other matters as follows. Okay. Nature of the action. 1. This suit arises out of a defendant's sexual abuse of plaintiff when she was under the age of 18 years old. Okay, 2, during 2020 and 2002, beginning when the plaintiff was 16. All right. Plaintiff was the victim of sex trafficking and abuse by convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein. 3. Epstein's trafficking scheme involved recruiting young girls, often by claiming they will be paid $200 for simply providing a massage to a wealthy billionaire. This same pattern was repeated numerous times with countless children and young women. 4. As the United States District Judge Kenneth Mara found, quote, from between about 1999 and 2007, Jeffrey Epstein sexually abused more than 30 minor girls at his mansion in Palm Beach, Florida, and elsewhere in the United States and overseas. In addition to his own sexual abuse of the victim, Epstein directed other persons to abuse the girls sexually. Epstein used paid employees to find and bring minors girls to him. Epstein worked in concert with others to obtain minors not only for his own sexual gratification, but also for sexual gratification of others. Opinion, that's the end of the quote. Opinion and others, document number 435 at 1 through 3, Jane Doe 1 and Jane Doe 2 versus United States case 2. Okay, that's the file number. All right, February 21st, 2019. So that's how do you call this? That's a file that was done, I guess, either in Florida or elsewhere. 5. Like other minor children who came before and after her, plaintiff was initially recruited to provide massages and thereafter to engage in a variety of sexual acts for Epstein. Oh, wow. So they told them you're gonna give massage, and the next thing you know, they turn it into something else. They want between your legs. All right, this video is gonna be age restricted, 18 and up. Okay, I'm already letting you know. And YouTube. All right. Okay, that's this. Where was I? Like other minors, children who came before and after her, plaintiff was initially recruited to provide massage, thereafter to engage in a variety of sexual acts for Epstein. Plaintiff was required to be on call for Epstein for sexual purposes and frequently travel with him both nationally and internationally. Plaintiff was regularly abused by Epstein and was lent out by Epstein to other powerful men for sexual purposes. Oh my God. When you think about this, you could see why she's pissed. And then they probably frame her and say, if you don't do this, that is going to happen to you. My goodness. Right, one such powerful man to whom plaintiff was lent out for sexual purposes was the defendant, Prince Andrew, the Duke of York. All right, there's a picture of them together. 7. Prince Andrew was a close friend of Ghislaine Maxwell, a British socialite who spent years overseeing and managing Epstein's sex trafficking network and actively recruiting underage girls, including plaintiff. 8. According to Prince Andrew, he met Epstein through Maxwell in 1999. Prince Andrew thereafter became a frequent guest in Epstein's various homes around the world, including New York City, where he sexually abused plaintiff at Epstein and Maxwell invitation when she was a minor. This is why she's doing it in New York, because she was underage there. All right? Because New York have a I think it's 18. I'll put the screenshot of that. All right, let me continue. After publicly frightening ignorance about the scope of Epstein's sex trafficking operation and sympathy for Epstein's victims, Prince Andrew has refused to cooperate with U.S. authorities in their investigation and prosecution of Epstein and his co-conspirator. 10. Prince Andrew committed sexual assault and battery upon plaintiff when she was 17 years old. As such, so which mean when that happened, which mean 18 is the age. All right, this is why one of the comment on my previous video was saying, what is if she was 3 days before her birthday? Guess what? She wasn't 18. So when I was editing this video, I edited part 2 first, and I already uploaded. You know, stuff was going on with my computer, so I ended up do part 2 first before part 1. In part 1, I put this screenshot as what state has the lowest age of consent in the US, and it says 16, but when I continue reading, it says the age of consent is 18 and 11 states, which are California, New York, Florida, Oregon, Utah, Iowa, Arkansas, Tennessee, West Virginia, Vermont, and Delaware. Okay, and then it continued and said the lowest state's age of consent in the United States is 16, right? But within that screenshot, it mentioned that New York is part of the 11 states that the age of consent is 18. While I was doing this video, this part now, which I done second, is that there were some other conflicted issues that I was seeing with the age of consent. Now, as I always say, please do your own research, but I put screenshot based on things that I see, and I got a bit confused. And this is why I stopped to explain this, because I put some screenshot on my other video. And it says here, this screenshot said, when I asked what is the age of consent for New York in 2021, it says 17 years old. So, which conflicted with the first one, okay? The New York age of consent is 17 years old. In the United States, the age of consent is the minimum age at which an individual considered legally old enough to consent to participation in sexual activity. All right, so there probably is within the law some at certain point of time they changed the age of consent. Then I went to look further to see, I could have looked to other things, but this one I came across which makes perfect sense here. Let me show you. So according to www.robertkingLawFirm.com, it says here, again, it's with the question, what is the age of consent in New York? It says, is 17 a minor in New York? All right. The age of consent in New York is 17 years old. However, this is the key here. However, New York has a partial age exception for consensual sex between someone who is younger than 21 years old and minor who is 15 or 16, or at least less than 4 years older than the victim. Okay, so this is very important here. This made me a little bit more confident with some of the things that I've been saying. But again, please do your own research. I just thought while I'm reading those documents and just to search those stuff, and as I look for myself and I share it with you. But please do your own research. All right. Okay, as such, Prince Andrew is responsible for battery and intentionally inflicting of emotional distress pursuant to New York common law. The damage to plaintiff has been severe and lasting. Okay, these are the mental thing here that will last her forever. All right, and the guy doesn't want to take a responsibility for his action. You have his freaking mother who's protecting him. All right, let me continue. 11. This action has been timely filed pursuant to the child victim of New York CPL 24. This is something that I need to look. Okay, child victim. All right, let me copy. All right, you know what? While I'm here, let's just read it. Okay, what is that? Let's see if there's a small thing here. Okay, these are Child Victim Act and how does it benefit you in New York. Okay, if you were abused as a child in New Jersey, we can provide safe and trusted assistance. All right, that's not what I'm doing. All right, let's say, what is... Okay, this is what I was looking here. All right, civil practice law rule, okay, 214, reference to a revival status. okay, statute provide that any person who was a victim of childhood sexual abuse and whose civil claim could not be pursued because it was time barred, okay, barred, will have a 1-year window to commence an action against an individual or entity for physical. Okay, there's more to that, so I'll look into it later, but at least I have an idea so far. Alright, that's this here. The action described herein constitutes sexual offenses by defendant under the New York Penal Law. Oh my God, so many things. Penal Law, Article 113. Alright, so there's more to that. Let me put them somewhere so I know where to get them. So that's that. Alright, the action described herein constitutes sexual offenses by defendant under the New York Penal Law, Article 130, and were committed against plaintiff when she was a child less than 18 years of age. Alright, so in New York, the age of consent is 18, for which she suffered physical, psychological, and other injuries as well, okay, as a result. Okay, 12. Plaintiff Virginia L. Guthrie is an individual who is a citizen of the state of Colorado. 13. Defendant Prince Andrew is a citizen of the United Kingdom and is currently residing at the Royal Lodge at Windsor, Great Park, Berkshire, United Kingdom, where he is homicide. Okay, just okay, jurisdiction and venue. 14. This court has diversity jurisdiction over this dispute pursuant to 28 U.S. Okay, this is something I need to look at. All right, plaintiff is a citizen of the state and defendant is a citizen of a foreign state, and the amount of controversy exceed the sum or value $75,000 excluding interest and costs. Venue is proper in this court as a substantial part of the event of omission or omission giving rise to plaintiff claims occur within this district. Okay, USC that. Okay, let's look at this also. There's a lot of things I'm going to be looking at, because these are the things that they know. These are the things that they're filing and under. Okay, this court, 16, this court has personal jurisdiction over defendant as defendant sexually abused plaintiff in this state. This is what I thought. This is what I thought. Okay, because they did it in his mansion in Manhattan. Okay, in this state, and has thus committed a torturous action within the state's pursuant to New York long arm statute. Okay, New York CPL 102. All right, so that's another thing. So he did it in the U.S. and Manhattan. Manhattan meaning New York. All right, there's a different Manhattan, but this one is in New York. Okay, defendant also visited Jeffrey Epstein and his state on numerous occasions. Defendant could reasonably anticipate that suit based upon his act and omission with respect to plaintiff could result in him being subject to suit in this state, and this suit rises directly out of the defendant's act or omission with respect to plaintiff in this state. Okay, actual allegation. Okay, A. Epstein sex trafficking enterprise. 17. Jeffrey Epstein was widely renowned as a billionaire who used his vast connection to powerful individuals and seemingly unlimited wealth and resources to create a web of transcontinental sex trafficking that served himself, his co-conspirators, and some of the most powerful people in the world. Alright, 18. Ghislaine Maxwell is a British socialite and the daughter of a disgraced publishing tycoon, Robert Maxwell. Maxwell was the highest ranking recruit of Epstein's sex trafficking enterprise. Maxwell is currently facing criminal charges in the Southern District of New York, stemming from her role in Epstein's sex trafficking enterprise, and is to set face trial in the fall. Okay, again, look what's happening in New York with the governor. Okay, the governor is under huge criticism of sexual assault or something like that. Again, I've said this before, if he is guilty of that, he should be brought to justice. But the way that I know these people work, all right, those very powerful, all right, because all right, this is what I think that's happening. All right, let me continue. 19. Epstein had perfected a scheme for manipulation and abuse of young female. As part of the scheme, Maxwell and another female recruiter will approach a young girl and strike up a conversation in an effort to quickly learn about the girl's background, any vulnerabilities they could expose.
My goodness, this is why sometimes you have to speak to your kids. Let's see here. Epstein recruiters found their target everywhere and anywhere, including schools, spas, trailer parks, and the street. Alright, 20. The recruiters will then manipulate the young female into coming back to one of Epstein's residence by offering the young girl something she needed, depending on her situation. In many cases, the recruiters sought out girls who wanted to be professional masseuses and invited them to one of Epstein's home by offering them what appeared to be legitimate masseur position. Okay, once in the residence, Epstein and his co-conspirators will work in concert to impress and intimidate the young female with display of vast wealth and power. Whew. This is why they're putting, they're sucking up everything out of the countries, all right, the UK, the US, and all of that. They want the wealth to be for them, so they could show people. I told you, that's for display. I said it in another video. It's to display to people that they have, and then they could manipulate people for things. This is why people need to learn to be content. Okay, work for the things that you need. All right, anything else is just nonsense. All right, that's that. Okay, they will brag about their connection and to very powerful political and social figures and display photographs of themselves with those figures around Epstein's home. They will normalize the sexual abuse by displaying photographs and art displaying nude females, okay, and a massage table and spa-related product in an effort to legitimize the area where the abuse was set to occur. Oh my goodness. 22. Once abused, Epstein and Maxwell continued to manipulate their victims using their financial power, promises, and threats to ensure that the victim return as directed and remain compliant with their demands. Epstein and his lawyers will even gather information about the victim to use against them if they ever disobey him, and his homes were under constant surveillance. Oh my goodness. 23. Massage pads recovered during trash pull at Epstein's Palm Beach mansion reflect massage head staff took to relate to Epstein. They show the constant flow of girls to Epstein, sometimes three per day. Epstein employees have also described young girls constantly being present at Epstein's different homes. Epstein's constant access to young girls is also evident in his black book, okay, a book of phone numbers and contacts information listing girls to call for massages in various cities. Flight Lodge documenting his frequent travel with young girls and powerful individual on his private plane, and troves of flu photographs of young girls recovered from his home. In his black book, Epstein had at least 12 different contact numbers listed for Prince Andrew. 12. Can you imagine that? 12 different contacts listed for Andrew. My goodness. 24. Plaintiff became a victim of sex trafficking and repeated sex abuse after Maxwell recruited her into Epstein's sex trafficking operation when plaintiff was working at a Mar-a-Lago club in Palm Beach, Florida. 25. Between 2000 and 2002, Epstein sexually abused plaintiff at numerous locations, including his mansion in this district at 9 East 71st Street, New York, 10021. Okay, this is where the thing took place. That's this one in Manhattan, New York. Okay, Epstein also flew plaintiff on his plane nationally and internationally numerous times when she was under the age of 18. Only portion of the flight logs of Epstein private planes have yet been recovered, and Epstein also flew plaintiff frequently on commercial airline to meet him and others. However, the chart below, which shows plaintiff's flight on Epstein private plane from the limited log that are available, illustrated the international scope of Epstein's sex trafficking. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's from Paris. Okay, there's the place. It's very small. I can't really see it. Okay, 27. In addition to being abused by Epstein himself, plaintiff was also forced to have sex with defendant Prince Andrew, the Duke of York, at Epstein and Maxwell's direction. 28. As part of their sex trafficking effort, Epstein and Maxwell intimidated plaintiff into remaining silent about what had happened to her. All right. 29. After years of abuse, Epstein sent plaintiff to Thailand in September 2002. One of plaintiff's assignments from Epstein was to bring a young girl back to Epstein and the United States. Fearing for her life and not wanting to subject another young girl to the abuse she was forced to endure, plaintiff fled from Thailand to Australia to escape from Epstein. Okay, B. Defendant relation with Epstein and Maxwell. Okay, how many more? Oh my God, there's a lot. There's a lot. How many? 15. And I'm only on page 7. Okay, 30. According to Prince Andrew, the first met Epstein in 1999 through Maxwell, Prince Andrew close friend. Prince Andrew and Maxwell have been photographed at numerous social events together. Okay, according to available flight log, Prince Andrew began flying with Epstein on his private plane as early as 1999. When he flew with Epstein and Maxwell to Epstein's private island, Little St. James, Prince Andrew's name also appears in other available flight log entries from around the same time, showing travel with Epstein and Maxwell to and from other locations, including West Palm Beach, Florida, to Teterboro, New Jersey. In 2000, Epstein and Maxwell attend Prince Andrew's 40th birthday party. Okay, that same year, Prince Andrew threw Maxwell a birthday party in Sandringham, United Kingdom, and Epstein was among the guests. Okay, 33. In 2006, Prince Andrew invited Epstein and his daughter 18th birthday party, despite Epstein being charged with procuring a minor for prostitution only 1 month prior. Prince Andrew has himself confirmed that he has been on Epstein's private plane, stayed at Epstein's private island, and stayed at Epstein's home in Palm Beach, Florida, and New York, New York. See Prince Andrew links to Jeffrey Epstein, BBC News, November 16, 2019, available. Oh my God. This is why they said when they arrest you, when the police arrest you, they read you your Miranda's right. All right, you have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be used against you. And this is why they were telling Prince Andrew not to do the interview. Now the interview is gonna be used against him here. All right, so I'm sure it's the BBC interview that's there. All right, members of Epstein house staff have confirmed witnessing Prince Andrew visit Epstein's numerous home, both to the media and in sworn testimony. All right, so they have that. Defendant ceased defending sexual abuse of plaintiff. 36. Prince Andrew abused plaintiff on separate occasions when she was under the age of 18 years old. Okay, on one occasion, Prince Andrew sexually abused plaintiff in London's at Maxwell's home. During his encounter, Epstein, Maxwell, and Prince Andrew forced plaintiff, a child, to have sexually intercourse with Prince Andrew against her will. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. 38. The below photograph depicts Prince Andrew's plaintiff and Maxwell at Maxwell's home prior to Prince Andrew sexually abused plaintiff. Alright, that's this picture. By now, you guys know this picture. Have seen it. Okay, 39. On another occasion, Prince Andrew sexually abused plaintiff in Epstein's New York mansion in this district. During this encounter, Maxwell forced plaintiff, a child, and another victim to sit on Prince Andrew's lap as Prince Andrew touches her. During his visit to New York, Prince Andrew forced plaintiff to engage in sex act against her will. My goodness, this is a package for God. I'm giving that to God. Too much. Okay. 40. On another occasion, Prince Andrew sexually abused plaintiff on Epstein's private island in the U.S. Virgin Island, Little St. James. 41. During each of the aforementioned incident, plaintiff was compelled by express or implied threat by Epstein, Maxwell, and or Prince Andrew to engage in sexual act with Prince Andrew and fear death or physical injury to herself or another, and other repercussions for disobeying Epstein, Maxwell, and Prince Andrew due to their powerful connections, wealth, and authority. This line here pretty much is telling the court that, she's afraid, they might kill her, but they have a lot of good connection. My goodness, so, wow. 42. During its aforementioned incidents, Prince Andrew acted with intent to compel plaintiff submission. Wow. So, please tune in to our Pure Team Sussex for part 2 of this video.
Thank you for watching. Channel. So because I don't have the other scripted thing ready, so I'll put this on this other channel. Right, maybe part of it. Okay, maybe this part up to page 11. From this point on, it's gonna be on PYTE, and then I'm gonna send you to Team Sussex to finish watch it. Okay, because I need some views. Okay, let's do prayer for victim again, because I'm already an hour. It's gonna cut into 2 videos, by the way. All right, what picture? I did this picture in video 1, so let's do, and okay, let's do this one. Okay, prayer to end human trafficking. Oh God, we didn't see them, but you did. The hundreds and thousands of human beings trafficked each year to join the millions who are trapped in modern-day slavery. Under terrible conditions, they work in factories, plow fields, harvest crops, work quarries, fill brothels, clean homes, and haul water. Many are children with tiny fingers for weaving rugs and small shoulders for bearing rifles. Their labor is forced, their bodies beaten, their faces hidden from those who don't really want to see them. But you see them all. God of the poor, you hear their cry, and you answer by opening our eyes and breaking our hearts and loosening our tongues to insist, no more, no more. Amen. Wow, let's read another one. Okay, this one I could see a little bit better, so let's do this. The importance of the Global Prayer Project. Quote, the key to staying in the high state of creativity, especially as it relates to our prayer power, is to stay connected and blissful. We will actively send energy into the world, helping to bring everyone into their spiritual connection. That just reminds me some of the things that I usually just say out of the blue. And then there's a prayer out there someone wrote. Was it James Redfield? Who knows? All right, there's something within the universe that many of us just don't know. All right. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share, and make sure to hit the notification bell that you see some of those videos that will be popping on both of my channel, Pure Team Sussex and Pure YTE Entertainment. So both channels are dedicated to the Sussexes, so you will be seeing videos popping left and right from both channels. All right, thanks for watching.